Welcome, Medfield, Massachusetts, back to my TV show called Special Times with Peter Filosa. Welcome back. My guest today is my Best Buddies coordinator from the Ambassadors Program, Mr. Rod Nyland.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
You're welcome. How do you like Boston area so far?
So far, I'm finding it pretty interesting. I'm from the Midwest. I'm originally from Michigan, so there's a lot of differences here. There's some similarities. Driving's a little bit different, but we're really exploring a lot and enjoying it.
Have you been to Fenway Park or TD Garden?
I've not been to Fenway Park, but actually last night we were at the Celtics game. It was the 50-50 raffle supporting Best Buddies, so we got to sell a lot of tickets for that, and that was my first time at the Garden.
I asked if I could be there, but they
probably filled up.
Yeah. How did you end up in charge of the Ambassadors Program?
Well, like anything, they asked who wanted to do it, step forward. Everybody stepped back, and I just wasn't paying attention, so I was the last one there. So I've recently gotten into nonprofit work and just absolutely love it. And when I came out here, they were filling a number of positions, and they really filled them with respect to people's strengths. And I have a lot of experience working with students and working on speaking skills and things of that nature. And so it will really fit well with my passions.
What is the Ambassadors Program, and what are the goals?
So the Ambassadors Program, Best Buddies has 4 main pillars. The first one that was developed was the Friendship Program, and now it goes from elementary all the way through college, and even there's Citizens, which is in the community. And that focuses on inclusion for participants with intellectual and developmental disabilities and matching one-to-one friendships in school. So that's the main pillar that started. And then the Ambassadors Program developed as a way to foster speaking skills, self-advocacy, and tools that people would need to advocate for inclusion of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And so that pillar is focused on leadership development, and it's for anyone who's interested, K through however old they may be, and people with and without disabilities. We want to get people from all walks of life to be able to tell their stories, tell how working with Best Buddies or the Friendship Program has impacted their life, and it's really about pushing the message of inclusion.
And talk about the Citizens Program.
Okay, I'll talk about the Citizens Program.
I just got matched with a guy from Norwood named David.
Oh yeah? Have you guys connected yet, or are you just
We're going to set up my dad and the woman named Emily, who's the Citizens match coordinator from Best Buddies. She's setting up a Zoom with me, David, and me and my dad for sometime next week.
That's awesome. Yeah, so the Citizens Program, when people are above the college age and they're no longer in school, we still want to be able to promote the friendship and inclusion, and so the Citizens Program is an extension of the school age program where there are small chapters in areas and they match people for friendship. And yeah, Emily was telling me, she was telling me this morning that she had matched you, and that might be an interesting person to have on, talk about the Citizens Program, because she can tell you a lot more about it than I can.
As part of the Citizens Program, I want to talk about that. I just got matched to a guy named David, and I'm very happy about that. And I want, if David wants to learn about me, he could check out my show called Special Times with Peter Filosa on Medfield TV on YouTube. And
yeah.
What are the key activities of Best Buddies, and how do Best Buddy ambassadors help the mission of Best Buddies?
So the key activities focus on inclusion. And so that may be inclusion in life, so talking about developing friendships and things of that nature. So that takes place in the school programs and in the citizens program. There's also the jobs program. So one of the goals there is to help people with intellectual and developmental disabilities find meaningful employment and also support them as they are transitioning into that employment. So those are some of the main activities, focusing on inclusion, be it in school, in work, in life. And ambassadors is a critical aspect because we help train the ambassadors like yourself to go out there and promote Best Buddies, because not everybody's heard of it, especially depending on where you are. Obviously Boston, lots of people have heard about it, but back in Michigan, I'd never heard of it before. So as Best Buddies continues to expand, it's important, it's imperative that that everybody gets those skills necessary to really spread the message and be able to talk about what it means to you to be part of Best Buddies.
What it means to me is friendships, and I've always wanted to be a part of the jobs program with Best Buddies, but because of certain circumstances, I can't.
Yeah.
And I've been looking for some type of job helper for a long time, and
Yeah.
oh well.
Well, there's always, the future's open.
Yeah. How does a person become a Buddy ambassador?
Well, one way is, and I believe we'll put the information in the description, they can simply go to the Best Buddies website, bestbuddies.org, and they can look up the Massachusetts Rhode Island chapter, and there is a volunteer button, and they can just simply submit kind of an application saying that they're interested in getting involved, and then we'll get back to them and say, how do you want to get involved? And they would indicate that it's the ambassadors program or the citizens program that they want to get involved in. So that's one way, but also I'll have my email in the description. Since I run ambassadors for Massachusetts and Rhode Island, people often will contact me, and anybody and everybody's welcome. And the nice thing about ambassadors is people can get involved to take the training and not have the intention of being an ambassador. Being an ambassador is kind of like another step. After you get some training, then you're prepared to go give a speech like you'll be doing in the near future, or talk or go to kind of mixer type events. But there's also the opportunity to just take some of the training if you want to get better at public speaking, or if you want to find out how to kind of develop an elevator speech. So anybody can take these training, and they don't have to have the ambition necessarily to be an ambassador right now. That can be something down the line that they want to do.
And I'm honored to be an ambassador and to give the speech on May 13th. I'm really happy about that. So.
Do you want to talk more about that?
Yeah, the Best Buddies speech that I'm giving it's going to be at Polo Park in Worcester on May 13th. It's a Saturday.
So this is for the Friendship Walk, right?
For the Friendship Walk,
Yep.
and I will be giving the speech on the 13th of May, and I hope anybody who wants to come out and see me give the speech is more than welcome to come out and see me. I'm more than honored to have anybody that wants to be there.
Yeah, and they can just go to our website and look up, because every year Best Buddies has, for Massachusetts and Rhode Island, 3 walks There's the Boston Walk that takes place in the fall because the spring conflicts with the ride.
Yeah.
And then in the spring, there is one in Rhode Island, and then there's one in central Massachusetts. I'm not even going to try and say Worcestershire because I'm terrible at it so far. I'm working on it. But yeah, so we have a walk in central Massachusetts, and people can sign up, they can register. There's no, they don't have to fundraise, but most people like to get involved with that. And so it helps you set up a kind of like a page so that you can start a team and start fundraising, and it's a lot of fun. And I was at the first walk I've ever been at was in Boston last fall, and it was incredible. Food vendors and music, and it was just a really fun day focusing on the mission of Best Buddies. And
I'm looking forward to May 13th, and I hope it'll be a great day.
I'm sure it will be. I'm looking
I
forward
hope
to it.
it'll be warm and nice, and
It's already
everybody will be there.
It's already 60, and it's only February, so it should be
Yeah.
about 110 by then.
I hope so. I want to thank you for arranging for me to speak at the May Friendship Walk at Polo Park in Worcester. I will enjoy working with you preparing my speech.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. We've got a process laid out so that we'll get it all set up in plenty of time with some practice.
Have we covered all the areas of Best Buddies, Buddy Ambassadors speak in support of Best Buddies?
Yeah. So I think one of the things that I wanted to mention that I think you were going to kind of bring up was being able to be on this show, which is wonderful, and I really appreciate it, and our office really appreciates it. And we have some amazing ambassadors, including yourself, that have incredible stories and have done some really inspiring things. And I've seen some of our ambassadors talk to some local students about things that they're doing to not only work towards inclusion, but are really doing progressive things that'll help a lot of people. And I think it's really great that we can work together with your access on special times with introducing some of our ambassadors and getting them to talk here and really getting the message out there and spreading different people's perspectives. I think that's great.
What is your vision of how we can integrate special times with the Best Buddies Ambassador Program?
Yeah, and that kind of dovetails with what I was mentioning. Is it's really nice that we will have an opportunity for you to meet with and to interview people from the Ambassadors Program and get a lot of their stories out there. And also, when you're at the walk and you're giving your speech at the Best Buddies event, you can talk about your show on Medfield TV. And so it'll be kind of synergistic where we can get more exposure for a lot of people that don't have exposure. So it's about promoting that inclusion, getting their stories told, and also at the walk there'll probably be, 500 people or so, and that you can tell about your show, and they all know people, and so it'll be great. They'll say, "Oh, I saw this guy Peter. He gave the speech before we all started walking, and he's got a TV show," and so spread the word that way. So it's kind of a ripple effect that hopefully we'll work together on that, and it'll really build and promote inclusion.
Any questions for me?
How do you like doing this TV show? Do you love it?
It's amazing. I enjoy it very much, and I've had some wonderful guests over the last 2 years. My buddy Drew Balilis from Drew's Trips,
Really?
who runs special needs trips from Drew Trips. Carly Liberti from Miss Rhode Island, who I had the honor and the pleasure of meeting twice. And she's a very wonderful person. And I hope to see her again at the walks soon.
Yeah.
And being friends with Katie and Amanda and Andrew have been a big help to me. So
I really appreciate you having us here, and
we want to thank Rod for appearing today on Special Times with Peter Filosa.
it was a pleasure.
Thank you, Rod.
Thank you.